this is what we're eating. Man, that is a thick... Look at that glass. That is thick. It is good to see some friendly faces, says Florian. Thank you for blessing us with this meal, sisters. I'm sure it will restore our strength and vigor. These old bones don't have any vigor left, and the meal probably won't help. Being stuck in the drafty library isn't doing any good either. I don't think you've ever had any vigor, old man, says Gui. Laughs Gaspar. I'm sure you won't have to remain here long. Andreas was very helpful in getting us past the watchman Peter set. Yeah, Mother Illuminata planned it all. She was very thorough in her preparations. So we have rye bread, cheese, and red wine. I will go ahead and get the cheese first. How long will we be stuck in this drafty old tower? I need Sister Gertrude's medicines. Don't worry, Brother Adok. I'm sure I can deliver them. Have you found any evidence as to who really killed Otto, Andreas? Well... I'm gonna say... I think I know who killed Otto, but I'm more focused on stopping Peter from burning the abbey down. But I don't know who killed Otto. I'm pretty sure none of the people who were following actually killed Otto. Well... I mean, my suspicion is that the person responsible for the notes and the fancy handwriting is responsible for all of the murders. That's my suspicion, but that's a metatextual suspicion. It's not in character suspicion, which is weird. Does this game play with that? With our character? I mean, it would function well for a role-playing game where you're supposed to accuse people, because if it's a role-playing game, you're supposed to make choices, and if there's a right choice, then it's not a very good role-playing game, right? So if you're playing on a metatextual level where your character doesn't know, but you as a player know that something else is going on, it works well. It's a funny feeling, but it works well. The man's gone insane, says Matthew. Good God, Andreas, what are you doing here? You must convince him it wasn't me. Don't hassle me, Father. I'm your only way out of here. It's not your neck on the line, Mallow. Come, Father, eat a bit. I've found a good meal serves nerves as well as any medicine. Yeah, let's go with the bread. There was an awful lot of crashing last night. Was anyone hurt? Oh, no. No one's hurt. But the peasants did loot the church and the sacristy. They defiled the sacristy. Sacrilege. Oh, no, says Gaspar. Oh, may God repay them their due. Brother Matthew, calm yourself. What use does a Benedictine monastery have for gold goblets anyway? Andreas, we are not an order that ascribes to apostolic poverty, like the Franciscans. I don't know that. I don't know that. My character doesn't either. Christian doctrine that calls for followers to live without owning personal property or accumulating money. While it was condemned by the Catholic Church as heretical, its defenders claim their practices are based on the lives of Christ and the apostles as described in Scripture. And everybody can see through everybody's intentions behind this whole debacle, and if you claim to not be able to see through anybody, then you're not thinking straight, because it's very clear what's going on here. Jesus is written as saying stuff like, you'll sooner thread a needle through, or rather thread a rope through a needle or whatever, than a rich man getting into heaven. And there's other occasions where he talks about, like, donate everything that you have. If you want salvation, donate your riches to the poor, when a rich person asks him, how to get to heaven or whatever. So there's plenty of textual bases for what's the word here? Yeah, the Franciscans, for example. Yeah, basically, there's plenty of textual evidence for them to base their beliefs on, and obviously there's also some textual evidence for the Catholic Church to claim it as heretical, and there is the canon is not based just off of papal bulls. Is it called bulls? Because some canon is based just off what the Pope says. In this particular case, it's also based off of Scripture. But it is very clear that the Catholic Church just wants to have nice things. That's what they do. That's what they have. Nice things. And so, like, oh, freaking hell. I do, like, this is another... I don't know if we're going to... like, if that is going to be a theme in the story. I don't think it is. Because we didn't talk too much about the Lutheran speeches or anything, even though it was kind of a central point to the first chapter. But it wasn't really a thematic central point. It was just a thing that was brought up. So it's being brought up again, but I don't know if we're going to go anywhere with that. Anyway, the Lord can be glorified through the treasures of this earth that he gave us. And an interesting thing that we can't bring up here is that it wasn't the Lord that gave you. It was the people of the town that gave you with their taxes and stuff. I simply think you could glorify God with wooden goblets just as much as gold ones if it helps the town. These vessels hold the Eucharist, the body and blood of Christ himself. Why shouldn't they be made of the purest metals? Says Matthew. And the Eucharist here, we have seen this word before, I think, but yeah, and I even mentioned it. The consecrated elements of communion, also called Lord's Supper or Holy Communion. In Catholicism, the Eucharist refers to the bread and wine after they have been transubstantiated into the body and blood of Christ. And actually, it should be capitalized body, capitalized blood, because this is the canonical reading and not a literal reading, although... yeah, because if this implies that it is actually transubstantiated into the literal body and literal blood of Christ, which is a canonical claim rather than a literal claim. So, anyway. Brother Matthew, please. Apologies, Father Abbot. Well, I'll have the red wine then. So, Andreas, do you have any idea who the real killer might be? I have a few ideas. Really? Well, I think I saw the murderer running away that night. Could be very helpful in your investigation. What do you think you saw, Brother Gui? They were wearing a festival costume, says Gui, I think. So it can't have been one of the brothers then, obviously. And dark hair, too. Definitely not one of the brothers. That's what I saw. By God, I swear it. Thank you, Brother Gui. I'm sure Andreas will take that into consideration. Well, it is good to see you all safe and well. I'm sure Andreas will have all of this fixed soon. Thank you for allowing us to share a meal with the brothers, Father Abbot. Brother Voislab, says Matilda. It's good to see you well, Matilda. She's a sister, Brother Voislav. Yes, I'm glad to see you are well, sister. May you go with God. And you as well, brother. Father Janot just says, ellipses. Please thank Mother Illuminata, Sister Gertrude, and Andreas, we're relying on you. Please hurry in your investigation. I'll be as thorough as I can, Father. Come, Andreas. We'd better get back before Carl gets suspicious. You too, Kaspar. We'll see you soon, Father. If all goes well, says Kaspar. Kaspar is getting the lack of optimism that I instilled in him. Quickly now, back through the crypt. We're just leaving the place like this? Oh dear, we don't have time to actually clean it. We'll have to hope they don't come back down here. Finally. How long does cleaning an old crypt take anyway? That was ages. Well, what do you expect? You and your ransacking friends have been making a mess of it all night. Whatever. We're supposed to switch posts soon. Hurry up and get lost. Yeah, that should be fine, though. Then, if they're switching posts, then the next person over is not going to see anything wrong. Thank you for escorting us, Andreas. We'll let Mother Illuminata know how the brothers are. Good luck with your investigation. This was very illuminating. And now we sleep. Which, honestly, I'm not looking forward to since the last time. I mean, I am looking forward to from a metatextual level, but not from a personal level necessarily. Certainly, as a character, I don't know if I would be Yeah. Anyway, I think we just need to go to sleep. Good day, Master Maller. Hello, Andreas. That's not his accent, but we have Samuel, whom I suspect a lot. That Samuel person. That's the killer or something. I don't know. It's just a burly person. Hannah? Hello, Master Maller. Anything I can do for you? No, nothing. Sorry to bother you. Oh, interesting. Well, let's go to sleep. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Andreas, get up. Wake your boy, too. What? Wait, what? But what? How the hell did you get in? Doesn't matter. You're needed in the commons. Let's go! We'll be asking the questions, Maller. Alright, alright. We'll get dressed and be along. Kaspar, wake up. Master Andreas? What's going on? It's the middle of the night. Something's happening in the commons. Peter and the others want us there. Will we be alright, Master Andreas? Don't worry. I won't let anything happen to you. We'll be fine. Alright, now that everyone's here, we can start. Start what? We're holding a trial for Otto's murderer. You're the one with the evidence. Are you mad? You woke me... What? You woke me up for a trial? Yes, we damn well did. You've had your time, and we need justice, now. Well, what have you found? We're all waiting. Hold on. I've barely had a day to investigate. I can hardly come to a conclusion so soon. Answer the man! Please, Andreas. Give us the killer. Calm down, everyone. This isn't fair. Well, you'd better fucking decide, Mallard, or you can watch that damn abbey go up in flames. Be quiet. I have a woman in labor right next door. This behavior is shameful. If she loses her child because of this fighting, it will be on your souls. Agnes is right. I know you want justice for my husband, for your friend, but I don't want things to get worse than they already are. Please, Dad, give Andreas a little more time. Fine. Andreas, you've got until that baby is born. After that, we'll claim our justice. Work faster, Mallard. It's the right decision, Peter. Good evening. Is it customary in Tassing that the people gather in the commons in the middle of the night? We do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Who's asking? My name is Tristram von Fromberg, yeah. I'm here on behalf of the Duke of Bavaria. The Duke is aware that you have been distributing and discussing the 12 articles. He is also aware that you have been disputing conditions of taxation and land use with the Abbot of Kirsau. The Duke is merciful. He does not seek to punish Tassing for these disputes. But his mercy has limits. The Duke has become aware that you have imprisoned the Abbot and monks of Kirsau within the Abbey. This is insult. This is rebellion. For this, there can be neither tolerance nor mercy. You have until sunset tomorrow to vacate Kirsau Abbey and release the Abbot and all monks. If this is not done, the Duke's soldiers will enter the town and the Abbey will enforce. As certain as night follows day, they will kill every man and boy who stands in their way. What? God protect us. No. Oh. We never wanted to threaten the Abbot, sir. He wouldn't listen to our demands. We're starving. Such efforts were necessary since the townsfolk are also suffering under the Abbot's increased taxes. The Duke is aware of the town's complaints and finds some merit in them. He believes some concessions can be made regarding the death tax and use of the forest for wood. Of course, only under the strict condition that the abbot is released unharmed. And what do the peasants get? What about our taxes? What about the right to use the woods for grazing, for fishing? The Duke is unwilling to make additional concessions. You can release the abbot and take what is offered, or you can remain defiant and face the consequences. It will yield you little, save steel and fire. Sunset tomorrow. I thought that was going to be a dream, but it wasn't. I'm not tired yet. I am not... Hello. Hey, Anna. Hello, Master Mallard. Anything I can do for you? Yes, not let people into my room in the middle of the night. That'll be swell. That'll be really swell. Killian. Joshua. Yeah. Have you given any more thought to buying the house a round of drinks? You'll be here a while if you do. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. So we have 2 more things that we can do, I think. And I don't really have a clue. Well, I have some clues. Oh, the marsh thing. Yeah, I definitely want to go there. We need to go to the forest. Hello again, Andreas. Was there something you needed? Yeah. Cat told me Wolf passed. I wanted to give my condolences. Oh. Thank you. I try not to think about it. I'm gonna nod regretfully. Which is a... How do you nod regretfully? Do you just feel regret while nodding? I think that's what it is. Cat wants to talk about him all the time, you know? Any night there's clear skies, she looks up and asks if I ever wonder how he is up there. That must be excruciating. Yes, it is. I'm sorry, Andreas, I can't talk about this anymore. My mistake. Oh, was that a good idea? Asks Beatrice. Why did you think she'd want to talk about her dead son? Were you trying to hurt her? Does it feel good to you, hurting the wounded? No, I was trying to be kind, but also I didn't think about it at all. So, you know. Does she seem like she has been gifted with a kindness? No. You wouldn't want someone to talk to you about it. That's why you don't mention it. Are you listening to me? Are you even listening to me? We say these things even though the reminding inflicts immense pain. We say these things because it's the only way through. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. Then say that. But will it make any difference? I'm sorry I brought him up, Brigitte. You didn't know. It's all right. It's been good to see you again. But I should be going until later. Until then. And, that's interesting. So the game focused way more on the parallel between Brigitte and Klaus, Andreas, than it did on the fact that he didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. I mean, it was a completely self-centered option. It was just me thinking, oh, I know this thing, and then there's this character here, so I'm gonna be like, hey, I've heard of this. I'm sorry to hear that. You have my condolences. Which mean nothing. But honestly, I mean, it is a big... For the game to focus on the fact that I didn't think about it, it is like making a really big deal about something very tiny. Because it is something people do. You just give the condolences of somebody who has lost somebody close to them, right? It's just something people do. And like, to blame somebody for it, it feels... And it would be weird of the game to do that. So it makes a lot more sense for the game, for our character to blame himself and see himself in Brigitte. Which is, that makes more sense. Hey, Andreas, you really think those soldiers are going to attack the town? Very possible. Damn, I guess our taxes won't really matter if we're killed. Yes, that is one way of looking at it. Seems kind of bad. We'll be fine, Hans. This will work out. I hope so, Andreas. He thinks things. Hans does. Good for you, Hans. Keep thinking things. Oh, boy. Big Jorg. And hey, Andreas. How are you doing, Jorg? I'm alright. Veronica's helping Eva, and Dad's mad all the time. I've tried talking to him, but he won't back down now that Odo is well, I don't know what else to do. We won't make the winter if we don't do something. Let me solve Odo's murder first, then we can worry about the rest. I don't know if we have that long. You'd better hurry, Andreas. I'll let you get back to it then. Until later. Until then. Big Jorg is in a tough position. Clara. Hello, Andreas. So Big Jorg is married to Eva, right? Hello, Andreas, says Ursula. Hello, Peter. There was a comment in the Spinning Bee that I believe Clara said. She mentioned that the baker made cruel bargains. And she didn't develop much on it, but now we know what cruel bargains those are. He takes advantage of the women in town. But I don't know if it was Veronica or if it was Hedy. I think it was one of them. No, it wasn't Hedy. Was it Hedy? I don't think it was. It was, what's her name? Catherine? Cat, yeah. It was Catherine that said, I hope he dies in, like, really specific terms that he wants him to die. Which, in hindsight, we know exactly what she means by that. It might mean that she was taken advantage of. Specifically, her. But not Clara. Although Clara might have been as well. Like, like anybody can say anything. I don't think those are motives or anything. It's just a detail. Right, not the baker. The miller. The baker, that's just, I think, is doing normal things. Totally legit person. In general. But, yeah, it's the miller that I was referring to. Not the baker. Lucky. Soldiers marching on Tassing. This is getting out of hand. It is. It is indeed. Let's go to the forest. It's kind of funny that our character didn't say anything about they won't kill you if they need your taxes. But, because it is an intimidation tactic. I mean, it's quite obvious, right? Is this the way? No. Here we are. Ready to see where this goes, Master. Let's get going.